What's up? What's up? How you guys doing tonight? All right. I've got to get back on it, man. Got to talk about this Vanderbilt. Got to talk about it. I'm just going to go on the record and just say a few things. And I think this is going to be key. And let's go ahead and get to it. Of course, we all know about the young lady who so-called did a swift kick in the second half of the demolition derby that happened between Vanderbilt and the Missouri Tigers, where Vanderbilt at half was down, I think it was 21-0, and they brought in Sarah Fuller as the kicker, and she did a swift kick. They say it went 30 yards. I think it didn't. And of course, they lost the game 41-0. And of course, the scapegoat was the former coach, Derek Mason. He was fired. But of course, they gave this young lady praises. Now I'm hearing, of course, let me go back. Of course, she won SEC Player of the Week, countless of interviews, including ESPN. They made this lady out to be as if she was a hero, all because she did a kick. And once again, this has diminished all of sports. And yes, I said it, all of sports. I told you guys, they are trying their best to make sure that agendas will be pushed in this society, and they're going to do it through the media, and they're going to do it through sports. So now I'm hearing that the players, some of the players, are trying to opt out in playing this week against the mighty Georgia Bulldogs. I'm just going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to state what's going to happen. These players will not quit the team, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's just keep it real here. Majority, if not all, these schools, especially these college Division I schools, they all liberated, brother. They all have that liberal mindset. A lot of these football players come from pretty rough backgrounds, except maybe the quarterback and maybe the kickers. But all the rest of them, as far as the offensive, defensive lines, the DBs and the corners and running backs, a lot of them come from very rough backgrounds. And yes, Vanderbilt do have those types of players. I feel that this was a conversation that leaked out among friends, and it got back to the school news, and then the school news probably told someone else, and it leaked out into the media. But I'm going to tell you right now, these players are not going to quit, because if they do, they will be outed out through the schools, they will be outed out through the media, then they'll be outed out through the internet as if they have issues against women. And I'm going to just tell you right now, people keep hollering out the fixes in and all this old shit. I get it. I see where you're going with it. But my take is these guys are not going to quit. They're not going to quit. They're going to go. So I just want to make that clear on that. And I know people are trying to hear some stuff. They're saying that a lot of these players are going to quit because of her, maybe. Or maybe they're going to get a mud hole stumped in against Georgia. But it is what it is. Me personally, would I quit the team if a woman was on there? I don't know. I'm not in that situation, but if I was a betting man, I probably would. But the reason why I said these guys are not going to quit, because there's scholarships riding on this. There's scholarships riding on it. It's not that simple where you just get up and just quit. And then two, a lot of these guys, they're mama's boys. And they're very liberated. And they're not going to follow what everyone else is doing. They're just not going to do it. They're not going to. They don't think like we do. They just don't. A lot of these men, they're still very liberated. Yes, they are grown men. Yes, they have height and size, and they have very high testosterone, and they're very well equipped and very balanced and gifted, but they are not going to quit. Like I said, they might have some rumblings and say, man, this is fucked up, man. You know, I ain't with all this publicity stunt. I ain't with all that. I came here to play football. But they're not going to quit. They were just probably upset and made a comment to some of their friends, and their friends leaked it out, said, oh, snap, we need to take this to the news, what my boy said. And it done leaked out, got to the right and / wrong person, and then it then circulated through the media. There will be a 53-man roster team, and these guys that so-called made this comment, they are not going to quit because it probably was taken out of context. Like I said, these guys don't think like we do. When I say I don't watch sports, I don't watch sports. When I say I don't support Black Lives Matter, I don't support it. When I say I don't support feminists, globalists, and racialist agendas, I don't support it. Majority of people in college, in all these colleges across the land, they do. We all know that a lot of these black guys who are on these teams support Black Lives Matter movements. And we all know that a lot of these women they support the so-called Black Lives Matter movement as well. They all woke, and they all liberated, and they all support all those three things. They probably were just frustrated because they lost 41-0, and this girl comes in and she gets a little bit of ESPN shine, and she gets shine throughout the country. They were probably frustrated and were talking to some friends about it, and somebody probably just leaked out a few things. And I'm sure that these guys probably in the news media probably wanted to drop names. And guess what? They did drop names. So if these dudes do quit, they will be outed out through society, and they can't have that. A lot of these guys might go to the NFL. A lot of these guys might be trying to look for a position or something else, and their name will be dropped if they do quit. A lot of these guys cannot handle the media. They can't handle the internet trolls. They can't handle the shame. See, we guys can, because we've been seasoned. We've been seasoned all through life of what we've been through. And now, like I said, now I'm in my 40s. I know what's going on, and I don't mind speaking about it. These young men, they're woke. They're woke just like this society is. Majority of these players are woke. A lot of these dudes support those movements, like I just said. So yeah, they were probably frustrated, but there will be a 53-man roster team. They will have, excuse me, they will have players on that team that will compete against Georgia. The only way that game will get canceled is if the COVID-19 spreads amongst those teams. Now everybody can use that as a cop-out, so they won't get the doors blown off of them now. Hashtag Michigan. Sorry, had to go there. My bad. But yeah, some teams can use that as an excuse to not play certain teams. So, and get away with it. This situation here, if these dudes quit, And especially with majority of these guys are very liberated and very woke. These are the PlayStation dudes. These are the TikTok guys. These are the guys that like to dance and all that kind of stuff. That's very wokeness of them. So yeah, they might be against it in their hearts, in their minds, or they keep quiet, but they cannot express that loud. And they did express it loud to their friends. And their friends more likely turned on them because they're woke too. So, I just had to do a video on it to go ahead and get my 2 cents in on it. And I know everybody thinks that these players shouldn't walk and da 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 da. But nah, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do it. I'm telling you right now, there will be a 53-man roster squad. All because they're woke too.